Hey everybody, Karyn Bryant here, kicking back with me today. I've got Daniel Pineda. He is freshly retired after the fight of the night with Darren Elkins. And first, I just want to say congratulations to you and happy retirement.
Oh, thank you. I'm kind of excited about it, kind of not.
So that was a little, I mean, to me anyway, it was a surprise. I don't know if that was something that you had spoken about before the fight. I don't know if a lot of people knew that was coming.
Not really. I've only did one interview, and I said if by any chance Elkins got me, that I was probably gonna hang him up. I said it to on one interview, but nobody really knew about it. Not even my coaches. I didn't
Oh,
tell nobody.
really?
It was just on the spot.
So, yeah, so it literally, if you had won, though, you would have kept going?
If if I would have won the fight by finish the way I planned it, I would have kept going. If I would have won by decision, I was gonna hang him up no matter what. So the
Okay.
only way I was gonna keep going is with the finish.
And what's leading to that? I mean, is it just that a finish would have proven you could still hang and a decision would have meant not? Like what's the why was that the deciding factor?
Man, it's just I guess the way I fight, I'm so used to just I go in there, I give it all, try to finish everybody. In these last three fights, man, it just feels like I can't get a break. Like it's always freaking these decisions, and it's just like I'm like, is it bad luck? It's like the fight against Alex Caceres got caught in the body, and then from there it was a freaking war. Then I went to Manchester, and with Alex Caceres, a lot of people are like, oh, we think you won. It was a close fight, blah, blah, blah. Fight of the night. I was like, fuck, I don't like fight of the nights. That means I had to go 3 rounds.
Right,
And
right.
then, yeah, and then I go to Manchester, and there I go again. What does he do? First round, gut shot me. I'm like, oh my God, do I have bad luck or something? Like, who did something to me? It's just, I guess they made it more exciting of a fights every time they catch me, and it's just like, the people went out of me twice in a row, and yeah, I don't like decisions, man. I don't like judges or decisions. So
I get that, but to be fair, these are tough fighters because that was Nathaniel Wood in England, right? And Alex Caceres has been around the UFC for a really long time as well, um, and then you fought Darren Elkins, who literally, notoriously, is like almost impossible to finish. Like the whole thing leading into that fight is we're talking about his durability and how he can take so much damage, like it says on his chest. It's like so. There's no shame in not finishing Darren Elkins.
yeah, no, yeah, yeah. It's just like I said, even for this camp, man, it been so bad. Like as soon as I signed the contract to fight him, I had a 6 week camp, and it's just I was sick for 4 weeks. I didn't train. I didn't train for this fight, and yeah, I don't know. It's just like I said, man. I don't know. I feel like it's bad luck. I feel like somebody did some juju shit on me, and I'm like, you know what? I don't need this no more. And I hate my daughter watching me. My daughter's growing up. She's about to be 5, and she's like, every time you go to the plane, you got boo boos on you. I'm all like, and I can't stand that. I can't stand my daughter seeing me like that. And honestly, from all these wars, this is the most I've kind of been hit. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
all like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't like all these wars, man, and I don't want to end up, how do I say it? Not even enjoying my kids. I got my little boy, little D, and he's, 6 months now. Got my daughter's 4 years, and I want to enjoy them. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, trust me, I'm gonna miss it. I've been doing it for so long, and I just retired, and I'm already like, oh my God, what do I do? What does a retired fighter do?
Well, that's what I was going to ask you because I will say this first and foremost. I applaud you getting out while the getting's good in a way, right? You're 39, you still have your everything about you. You're not slowing down. Your speech is great. Like I always say at work too. Like my happiest days are when the guys I work with retire. You know what I mean? So it's basically like Kiesa and Anthony. I think are the only two left that I work with a lot that are still actively fighting, and I'm like waiting for them to retire. I get very happy about it, but you make a lot of sense wanting to enjoy your family. That's a really honorable thing to do. I will say though, and you just kind of were joking about it, what does a retired fighter do? And I will say that's, from what I hear, the hardest issue for people is figuring out their identity once they're done fighting. And who am I without this thing? I was always either looking for a fight or training for a fight or just finished a fight. And that was the thing a lot of people speak to you about, right, in your daily life. And without that, what becomes of you? And I know that that stresses a lot of people out.
Yeah. And it does, like honestly, think
Yeah.
about it. 18 years I've been doing this, 18 years. And it's just like, wow, bless, what do I do? My wife's been wanting me to retire since like I was like, what? I think it's as soon as I got back in the UFC, I was
Yeah.
happy because, she's as soon as we had our second kid,
Mm-hmm.
she's like, hey, retire already. We have our kid. We don't have to pay no more. We don't want no more kids.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, I couldn't do it. I'm like, man, I'm gonna build our dream home and then I'll retire. You know what I'm saying? It's so,
Yeah.
and it sucks. That's the only thing that sucks about what we do. If you're not in the top, you don't make enough to retire like all these freaking boxers like Canelo and all them that make all that
Yeah.
kind of money. We still got to figure it out how we're gonna do it. So we got to invest our money right.
Absolutely. And that's what I was going to ask you is, you mentioned that you got back in the UFC, you're a fighter that was in the UFC a couple of times. You fought for other organizations. And at this point, I'm curious, what are some of the most important lessons you learned? If you were starting out now, if you're talking to these kids that are dying to get in the UFC, or maybe they got in the UFC and they're 20 something years old, like, what do you think are the kind of most important lessons you learned along the way?
Man, honestly, it's the saving your every check you get, man. Money goes fast. And I mean, little Josh, I told him when he first got in the UFC, he's like, hey, money goes, it flies. I mean, trust me, it flies. Everybody's gonna freaking come and it just people are gonna try to take you for what you got, man. Just be careful with it. What happened? First two fights, gone. He's like, oh my God, coach, you're right. I was like, I'm telling you, buddy, just save your money. And that's one thing that I think I've done good. You know what I'm saying? I haven't been in the UFC, and I mean, I save my money. You know what I'm saying? I build my house. I own my house. I was trying to build another one, and that's what I'm saying. No, I save my money, and that's one thing that I hope this fighters that we get in the UFC, with 4 ounce and my management with Jason, is
Mhm.
save their money, man, because a lot of people just blow through their money.
Yeah, it's a real shame. I kind of, I don't want to say I cringe because, everybody's into their own things and I'm not trying to tell anybody how to spend their money. But when I do see things where people are like, look at my 97 pairs of Jordans, I'm like, oh, like, I don't know about the resale market on some of those, and so I get that, like you've won bonuses, right? And so I get that you want to splurge on some things sometimes, and maybe you did treat yourself to something sometimes, but you probably thought about, well, the short-term investment in this fun thing versus long-term. Yeah.
That's the crazy thing. I've never, what's crazy? I've never spent no money on myself. On my wife, maybe
Really?
she spends on herself, but on myself, no gold, no nothing, no chains, nothing. But I built my house. I got my other house. I bought property. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You that's what I'm saying. And I invested my money. You know what I'm saying?
That's
I
smart.
got my TikTok shirt on. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's smart. That's really smart. So I will say too, with all the fights you fought, so many great people, are there a couple that stand out to you, like at the end of the day, when I'm like, okay, you guys, if you didn't ever get to see him fight, like these are Daniel's 3 favorite fights or best fights, or like the fights that really show everybody who you are, what would those be?
I guess pretty much every fight in the UFC.
Yeah.
I mean, I threw down in every single fight. Like honestly, yeah. Every time I go in there, man, I go in there to try to finish everybody. And that's what I feel like. I know I have it in me. I know I can go in there and I know I can do it. It's just I don't know, man. All the fights in UFC, man. And that's one thing that I hope Dana, Shelby, Mick, you know what I'm saying? I hope they enjoyed it because
Oh yeah.
I don't think there's a lot of people that come out there to try to finish people. They're out there trying to kind of what happened to me. Get wrestle fucked. My bad. But
No,
you know
you're
what I'm
good.
saying?
You're
Like,
fine.
I'm always trying to finish
No, it's
everybody.
true.
And there's not a lot
Yeah.
of people out there are like that. A lot of people out there point fighting. I'm here I'm gonna get knocked out. I'm gonna knock somebody out. I'm gonna submit you, or and another thing is nobody knew I have asthma. I bet you never knew I had asthma, right?
I did not know you had asthma.
That's what I'm saying. I keep all that to myself. That's not an excuse for nobody. Everybody says, "Oh, he's out of shape." No, I got asthma. That's why I go in there and I try to finish every single guy first, second round. Cause the third, they're like, I can't breathe. Yeah. So
That sucks. Wow,
yeah,
what a thing to know. I mean, dang, that sucks.
yeah.
Good on
I
you.
mean,
But no, but we never knew that.
that everybody just talks shit, be like, "Oh, he's out of shape. Oh, back cardio." Nah, bitch, I got fucking asthma, and yeah, they can talk all the shit they want, man. Like I said, I don't like you don't see me a lot in social media. That's why I probably
Yeah.
didn't make that Conor McGregor money or nothing, man. I keep it more to myself, I guess you can say. I always have, but when I fight, I go in there to fight.
Well, that's what I was going to say. And you mentioned, Mick and Dane and everybody appreciating it. Like, they're not alone. We all appreciate it. And I don't know if you, and I'm not just trying to give you lip service. Like, if you watch the pre-shows, the post-shows, we all talk about what a warrior you are and like how we all knew that fight. Like, we even said in the pre-show, we're like, guys, this is fight of the night. Like, you're stupid if you don't already know that, like walking into this one. And so I just want you to know that we have all given you a lot of respect and we understand how much you've thrown down and like given for our entertainment. So it is much appreciated. I'm curious, when you were walking to the octagon, did you have a mantra that you would say? Did you repeat like the same things, or what was it like in your head on your way to the octagon?
Man, try to finish everybody, man. Every
Yeah,
time I go in there, I'm like, all right, we're gonna go forward, we're gonna try to finish them.
yeah,
I thought Elkins was gonna come forward on me. He did it. I was like, dude, what are you doing? You usually come forward, and he did it. Hey, I'll tell you what. What I like about fighting, man, everybody's cool. I'm not
yeah,
the shit talking kind, so I was cool with everybody that I fought. To now,
mm-hmm.
I'm saying I can talk literally to every single guy that I fought. I'll talk to because I don't shit talk. But when I go in there, I'm gonna try to kill you. Once I get out, we can go have a beer. And I told
Yeah.
Elkins, I was like, how did you not tap? Like, do you know how deep that guillotine was?
Yes, yes, I do.
I'm
I was
like,
sitting right there.
I'm like, how did you not tap? That's nuts. Like, that's a deep guillotine, man. He
Yeah.
has heart, man. That he has heart. I'll give it to him.
Yeah, he's incredible. And I literally, the next day, because I was able to catch you guys coming out of the octagon, and so I shared the video of you and I shared the one of Darren, and I literally said, like, I can't help but wonder how this bro's neck is feeling today. You know what I mean? Like, how is this possible? And he answered, he's like, oh, the neck feels fine. But I'm like, dude, there's no way your neck, like, there's no way. There's no way. You had him all like, dude, what?
Three or four. And me and my coaches said, we're not pulling guillotine. We're not gonna pull guillotine. Freaking Poirier, it's his fault.
I was
He
just
says
gonna
always
say we
pull
were
the.
all saying the
He said
Poirier.
always pull the gilly and it didn't work. You know what? Call him, tell him, send me a check. I'm gonna send him my address. It's his fault. Nah, because think about it. If I didn't
Yeah,
pull that gilly, he would have never
yeah,
taken me down.
yeah.
I every time I pulled the gilly, I ended up in my back. But I mean, how can you not? It was so deep. I was just like, oh, I got this. It's over. I was like, it's over. No, I was like,
Yeah.
and then
Damn,
he cut
yeah,
me.
blamed us.
And then the first punch he threw, that overhand right when I teeped him, caught me right in the eye that I freaking messed up on Manchester. I was like, oh my god. See what I'm saying? That bad luck? Ooh. What is up with
I
this
get
little
it.
bad luck? I need to go
I
get an
get it.
egg or something and start cleaning myself or something.
Just gonna say, I know I've got some of those sage smudges, and I was like, I bought them. I should maybe use them because I'm not gonna lie with you, Daniel. I got some BS going on in my life right now too. I'm like, really? Oh, okay. Thank you, sir. May I have another? Could I have more BS on me right now? But whatever. We keep going forward, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I get that though. The whole thing about the fight of the night means the other guy got his licks into, but at the end of the day, right? Like, what would you have done if you hadn't become a fighter?
I'll probably still be freaking working plumbing or building roads construction, man.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
honestly happy how my life went fighting.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? And I pulled where I quit my job and everything. My girl was working. We'll save her little checks that I was making the little shows. I mean, I fought for Mick for a long time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When he used to have legacy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm happy. I'm very, very happy. how my career went. I think. I mean, I wish I could have. Like I said, if I would have won that decision, I still would have retired, and I would have retired with the win. Damn.
Damn. But we know the storybook ending like rarely actually happens, and going out with at least getting that bonus on your way out. I hopefully that meant something because the storybook endings really rarely happen.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Almost,
yeah.
almost. If it would have
Oh, so
just
close.
tapped a little bit. Goddamn, bro, tap. It's okay to tap.
No, Darren, come on. Oh man.
Shit.
Well, look at damn. I do wish you the best. And so are you? I know you save your money and all that stuff, but are you going to at least like take like a vacation? Like, what did you do to at least acknowledge the end of the fighting career and the beginning of something else? Anything?
Well, nothing. We planned a cruise already. We're leaving the
Nice.
cruise, and we're going on a cruise on what next month already.
Mm-hmm.
But no, nothing, man. Just honestly, I'm retiring just so I can put more attention to all my guys at 4 ounce.
Yeah.
So I bought 4 ounce, so now I gotta pay a lot of attention to his 4 ounce fighters, little Josh, little Oswald. We have Justice coming. We got little Aldian. We have a lot of guys climbing, man. They're gonna be up there. So y'all still gonna see me, but I'm gonna be
That's
only cornering now. I'm gonna be like Khabib. All I'm gonna do is corner now. I ain't got diet no more. Oh, that's
oh,
the best
okay.
feeling ever. So you're probably gonna see like a 180-pound Pineda now.
Nice. There we go. Your wife's a good cook, then, huh? You're a good cook too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, my wife's a good
Nice.
cook. I go buy pizza or some tacos. We're done. No.
Nice.
Yeah, she
Nice.
good. But like I said, I'll still be around, and
Cool.
I'll be cornering. I'll be cornering all my guys, and hopefully we can get a whole crew in the UFC. We got a couple right now, and hopefully we keep it going.
Nice. I love it. Well, we'll keep our eyes out for middleweight Pineda then, as he's cornering everybody. But
Oh
I
yeah,
do want to say, yeah, thank you so much. I really do. Just like I and all the fans really appreciate it, and it showed. It showed that you're not a guy that went out there to just win on points. And honestly, I will say only one thing. Like Rob Font was saying the same thing last week before his fight, that he learned from like the fight with Figueiredo and some of these people. He's like, oh, like some people are out here to score some points. He's like, I'm out here to knock a guy's head off, and it is a different mindset, and it is part of the game. But we appreciate the fact that you always were the guy that just like went for it. So it didn't it we didn't miss that about you. We all saw that.
if by any chance I wasn't a boring fight, it would have
Yeah,
been because I probably got finished really quick or something,
yeah, yeah,
or he got finished
yeah.
really quick. For like everybody said, especially Meg, I fight like I have a beer waiting for me outside of the cage. He's like, dude, you fight like you got a beer waiting. I'm like, man, I get paid to fight. Like, finishing the faster I finish, and the faster I get to go home. You know what I mean? I'm not there to go no 15 minutes. That's too
I
tiring.
love
And I
it.
got that asthma won't allow it.
That's right.
So,
I love it. I love it. Well, now you probably got a couple of tall cold ones waiting for you. So thanks for taking the time today. But yeah, wishing you just the best of luck in your retirement, and thank you for all the entertaining fights. It really was a good time, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the guys' corners.
oh yeah, thank you, and thank you for having me. Yeah, have a good one.
Thanks, Daniel.